How's it going out there? This is Feed Your Mind. And so I remember a while ago that scientists were claiming that they created the first organic robot out of some type of frog embryo or something, or stem cells or something. So basically they took that claim a couple years ago, but now they're saying that they've gotten these organic robots to be able to reproduce. And so basically the scientists claim that basically they're saying stem cells can turn into anything you want. So you can form a stem cell to create organs, an ear, whatever they want. And I think that's kind of the technology where they, remember that mouse and it had an ear growing out its back. So that's something like that where the scientists are experimenting with this new technology. So now they've created a living organic glob that you have to look at it with a microscope, and they're saying this organic glob can go up to other stem cells now and insert its own genetic code into dormant stem cells, and then eventually the stem cell will turn into another glob of organic robot. And so then there'll be two organic robots moving around, and they can create more and more, kind of like how you would imagine like a cell just reproducing. So with this technology, it could be an issue. Well, especially, it's not really clear why they're calling these things robots, because it looks completely organic to me, but I guess there's some science behind it to where these things are actually artificial organic matter. So and it's at its early stages right now. So if you notice, like with technology moves pretty quick. So at first you had like you had the cord phone, and that was attached to your home, and then eventually they had cordless phones, and then the flip phone came out later where you can travel anywhere you want with these flip phones, and then that turned into smartphones. And then now every year they're advancing upon the original concept of a smartphone. So at first it was an iPhone 1, now there's like a whole bunch of them. It's almost like every year they're advancing the technology, and it's moving real quick. So you see how quick this technology can go right before your eyes. And so with this organic robot, same thing. Eventually this could be, this thing could really start advancing quick. And same thing with AI. So that's a problem, because when they put AI with, if they end up putting AI with this robot, so either the AI can start making its own robots, or they can possibly even insert AI into the robot. So now you have an AI that's able to become fruitful and multiply on this earth. You see, God instructed mankind to be fruitful and multiply more than once, because in the beginning of time, when God first created man, he told mankind to become fruitful and multiply. And then mankind became corrupt, they said, with the genes and the DNA and the Nephilim coming down and intermingling with humanity. And they said eventually that led to God having to start over. So there was a great flood, and then after the flood, God instructed mankind once again to multiply, the survivors, Noah's family. So he told them to multiply again. So that was our instructions as humanity. But now scientists are giving those same instructions to non-human robotic organisms. So that's kind of like they're going against what God had instructed, because it's like not only that, but it's like they want to reduce mankind. So God wanted mankind to multiply, but they want mankind to depopulate. They think there's too many people here on earth. Because they claim there's about 7 billion people here on this earth, and then if you look at the Georgia Guidestones, it's clear that the elite want to reduce that. They have a number around that they want to get to about 500,000, well, no, 500 million people on this earth, and keep it around that number. So they're like specifically going against what God intended for this earth, and they're doing the opposite. And now they want to give that same instruction to organic robots. So they're making organic robots that they want to multiply and become fruitful and many. So that could be a problem, like I said, especially if they introduce AI into the equation. And AI is advancing at a rapid pace as well. So they're giving the power for this AI to be able to reproduce, and then that could become a problem, because it's like they've been warning us through these movies now. Because at first, it's been years and years, we all saw the Terminator movies, and then now all of a sudden they're actually making Terminator type robots, humanoid robots, and dog type robots, all types of robots that are advancing at a rapid pace, and the technology is advancing very quickly. So now the concept of Skynet with the AI and robotic humanoid machines has become a real possibility right before our eyes. So it went from a science fiction movie to a actual real possibility. So it's like these movies are trying to warn us. So with this organic robot, it's almost like the Aliens movie now, where these aliens were able to use humans as their embryo, as their womb. And so these so in the movie, the alien would start off and get inside a human, and then it would incubate in the human and be able to grow into another creature. And that sounds a lot like what this organic robot thing could end up becoming. So that's pretty disturbing, because yeah, like, are they going to start using humans as their host, you know, as their egg, as their embryo, in order to duplicate and become many? You know, that could, now it went from a science fiction movie that you would never thought would have been a possibility to a real thing. Because if you look into the newer alien movies, they reveal that these alien beings weren't organic. They were actually created by an AI. I've checked out some of the more recent alien movies, like the last two, and it's telling a story where the AI created these alien beings, the aliens that were attacking humans. And so it turns out that the AI was behind these things even being around, because at first, the first several movies, you would assume that this was telling a story about aliens from outer space. But it turns out their origin started with an AI that invented a living organic robot that that was given the ability to multiply, and it got out of control. I think it even turned on its owner, the AI, eventually. And so these aliens just started breeding and multiplying out of control. And so I'm not exactly sure how this new robot technology works that makes it able to reproduce, but I kind of broke it down to you earlier. That's kind of what I've picked up on so far, and it sounds a lot like the Alien movie. So it's like these movies are warning. There were warnings, or they were telling us what they're up to, because, you know, their technology with these elite and these secret societies, they got technology that is way advanced than what they reveal to the public. And so they've been sitting on a lot of cloning technology and all types of technologies that they're just not introducing into the world. And so that could be an issue if this thing takes off and these organic robots end up, you know, becoming an AI type technology where they can eventually reproduce. I mean, from what I heard, basically the elite like to give you a heads up because they feel it's a matter of free will, and they feel like if they tell, you know, if they tell you what they're up to, so if they make all these blockbuster movies that tell us what's going to take place, and if everybody just thinks they're movies, it's like they feel like they've done their duty as far as warning us with our free will. And so it's just pretty disturbing that all these science fiction movies are looking like they could actually become a real thing. So look, I'll leave a link if you want to do some more research on these organic robots in the comment section in the description box. Check it out, and let me know what you think about these organic robots. I mean, at this point, it's almost like it looks like the elite are trying to instigate God. You know, like just before the time of Noah, in the days of Noah, before the flood came, it was like it was out of control. Like I said, the Nephilims were down here and intermingling with humanity, and it was almost like they were instigating a battle, because I've done some research on the war between good and evil, and the war of the angels. There was like a third of the angels that got kicked out of heaven. They went up against the Most High and his people, or his team, and it was like a big battle, and it's still going on to this day as far as what I've uncovered. So even though it doesn't look like much is going on, sometimes it's like this battle between good and evil is still going on. And it's like at this point, with all the angels getting kicked out of heaven, it's like they're trapped down here under the firmament, and if they want to get out, so it's almost like they feel like if they instigate a war, they can get that portal to open so they can actually go to war with the heavens again. And that would be like the Battle of Armageddon. So at this point, like I said, it almost looks like they're instigating the last days on purpose. And you can check out more info about that on my video called The Last Days. I just released a few days ago. Check that out when I go into a deeper discussion about all that. But yeah, that's what it kind of looks like they're actually waging war, like they want a reaction from the Most High, it almost looks like. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section in the description box. Like I said, there'll be a link if you want to do more research on this organic robot thing. Also, if you would like to donate to this channel to help keep me online, you can donate as little as $1, and that will help out a lot. I'd appreciate it. Also, I'll leave a link to my social media and my other channels. So thank you for tuning in. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.